Hi, I'm gonna apologize because this might be a short and really not well organized video because I'm really running late today, as you can tell by the wet hair, and but I wanted to get a video out and because there was some questions from last week, which is nice. Always ask questions. It helps me come up with things to talk about. Okay, so. First of all, I'm going to tell you about my schedule this semester because I just finished my first week, and so now I kind of know officially what I'm taking and what it's like. All right, so I'm taking 5 classes: copyright, art law, patents and trade secrets, that's 1 class, negotiation and settlement, and criminal procedure. So most of those are related to each other except for the criminal procedure. It was basically because I needed some extra units, and I think that class is it 4 units? It might be. But I needed some extra units, and I figured I would take a class with a professor that was well recommended, and it's a class, or it's a subject that's on the bar exam, so might as well learn it and get out of the way. And in my first 2 classes, I'm actually amazed at how this might be my favorite subject this year. It's just really fascinating. All the different, criminal procedure laws and how they have developed and stuff like that. Okay, so I have those 5 classes, and it comes to 15 units, which means I'm in class for about 15 hours a week, and then I'm also working 15 hours a week. So, you think, oh, well, that's only 30 hours, it's less than, someone who works a full-time job, but then you're not factoring in, commuting time, to and from work, and studying. Studying certainly takes more than 10 hours a week. So, yeah, I'm a lot busier than I was this summer. Kind of wish I could go back to that. But I'm going to be fine. I survived this week, and it takes a little bit of juggling. But basically what I have to do is, in the past, I used to have kind of, more free time during breaks in the middle of the day. And now those breaks are just going to have to be used for studying. There's no way around it. Anytime that I am not in class, I'm going to have to be studying, or else I'm not going to get all of it done. And then, so the weekend's here, and I was really looking forward to a little bit of a break, but oh my gosh, I have so much reading. Yeah, I have reading for all 5 of my classes. This is just to show you this list that I made. I've read 3 cases this weekend, and that's it. Oh my goodness. But it's okay. I'm going to go and study for most of today and hopefully take care of that. Okay. Oh, and also in good news, the firm that I work at, we just had a really big hearing on Thursday, and we successfully opposed a motion that we had been working on since before I even started, but it was the main thing I'd been working on all summer, so it felt really good to win that and to know that all of my research had actually done something in the real world, not just for class, so I could get used to this whole lawyer thing. All right. Oh, I needed to add something to last week's video about things to buy and things to not buy. Something that I think is really important if you're going to be networking, even if you're not going to be networking, just in general, is to buy thank you cards. And because you never know when you're going to need one, but it's really impressive and professional to send a thank you card, and especially a handwritten one. I've heard from a few people after I sent them handwritten cards that was really impressive because they usually get an email, which in some circumstances an email can be great and it's better than nothing. But if you have the time, it's so easy just to write out a thank you note, and a lot of people really like that. So buy thank you notes. Okay, the topic I'm going to talk about is eating, and eating in law school, and if anything changed about my eating habits or my diet. Yes and no. Well, yes, my eating habits definitely changed, but I don't know how much that has to do with being in law school, or if it has to do with moving to a city that has amazing food. I think it's a little bit of both. So let me preface this by saying I love food. I love cooking, but I love going out to eat even more. Just the experience of having a meal, especially going to like new places that I've never been before. And this city is great for that because there's just constantly, I mean, since it's a city and, you know, there's a ton of business, there's constantly new places opening and just new places I haven't been before. So I really have to budget my money well, but I carve out part of my budget for that because I know that it's something that I enjoy and something that's a de-stressor. You know, some people love to shop. There are things that make us feel better, and for me, it's eating. So yeah, so there's that. As far as my eating habits, well, you don't have as much time to shop for good foods, and you probably don't have as much time to cook. I try to find some time, but it's difficult, you know. So you end up eating those standby like things that are bad for you, like just frozen meals or pastaroni or whatever. And they're delicious, but you know, if that's like all you're eating all the time, then it's obviously going to affect your body in different ways. And also, another thing that I noticed, because growing up, I never gained weight from anything. I could eat like a whole cake and I wouldn't gain a pound. Now, part of that was probably just being young and your metabolism is faster. But I also think that it was that I was eating and drinking differently back then. Ever since I started law school, I drink a lot more. Not like I have a problem, but I drink nicer stuff. So it's heavier in calories. So like I drink nicer beers. Some of the beers that I really love are like a meal, you know, if you counted the calories. And I drink a lot of wine. I don't know if that has a lot of calories in it. But, you know, if you just think about the fact that, like, when you're a teenager or when you're in college, you're probably drinking, like, the cheap beer, whatever you can get your hands on because you're not 21 yet. That tends to be the really light beers. So I didn't even pay attention to the fact that, like, I was drinking just as many beers maybe, but it was, like, way higher in calories. And I started to gain weight, and I was like, this has never happened to me before. And so then, you know, then it all made sense. So, I don't know if there's some advice about that. Basically, just for the food, you know, try really hard to keep healthy snacks around because when it comes to that moment where you're really busy and you can only just grab one thing, you know, make it something good. And of course, it's better for your brain too. So, there's that. I eat more when I'm studying or when I'm in school. I think maybe it's a boredom thing sometimes. You know, I'm just sitting there reading, and so it's nice to have something to snack on. Or maybe I'm exerting myself more than I think, so I need more food. Whatever it is, I certainly eat more. And I've never been a big exerciser. I do yoga. Well, I used to. I don't really have any time anymore. But I've heard from friends also that their exercise routines got messed up because they're just so busy that they don't have the time to even get to the gym. So, you know, if that's something that's really important to you, just carve out some time, even if it means you have to wake up super early. It can make you feel a lot better about yourself, you know? Okay, so definitely stress eating can be an issue. Like I mentioned, boredom eating is more so for me. But since eating is a comfort thing to me, I probably do overcompensate sometimes, like, you know, go have like a really rich meal because it just makes me feel better. And I don't know, I honestly don't have a lot of knowledge on the topic of like what sort of food will help your brain, you know, I'm sure you can Google that. But I eat a lot of pasta and I know I don't really eat enough fruits and vegetables, but I seem to be able to think fine. You know, I guess everybody's body is different. Just basically, as with most of the advice I've given on law school topics, recognize the fact that you're going to be, that everything is going to change. Your schedule is going to change. Your eating habits are going to change. Your desire and willingness to keep with your regular exercise routine is going to change. So just try your hardest, I guess, to do, to still do healthy things, because it really will affect your study habits and your performance on exams and things like that. I'm sorry again that I can't think of much, or that this was not organized, and that it just could have been a better video. Hopefully that that helps people. But I have to run, so next time that I talk, which hopefully will be pretty soon, I think I'm going to talk about organizing, a little bit more about how I organize my my everything, and how this has played into taking exams at the end of the semester. And hopefully that will help some people who are nervous about that. Maybe you've just started and you're already anxious about your first exams. I mean, I was too. So hopefully everyone has a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon.